discussing about the factors affecting refractive index of any medium. Whenever I state that refractive index of a medium, it should be very clear to you that the first medium is air. It means that we are talking about the absolute refractive index of any medium, and as I told you that if any medium is not mentioned here, it means that the first medium is air. So it will be equals to C by V. You know about it, I told you about it earlier. So refractive index, that is the absolute refractive index of any medium, it is equals to C, that is speed of light in air or in vacuum. That is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And this is V medium, that is the speed of light in the given medium. So as you can see here, the C is a constant. What is the relation between refractive index, that is absolute refractive index of a medium, and the speed of light in the given medium? As you can see here, the refractive index is inversely proportional to the speed of light in the medium. Now, based on this expression, this relation, we'll have the discussions about factors affecting the refractive index of any medium. The very first factor is nature of medium. Nature of medium, that is, we are talking about the optical density of the medium. You can use either of the terms, either nature of the medium or optical density of the medium. Optical density means, as I told you earlier, optical means through which the medium through which light can pass, light can travel. So if the optical density of a medium is greater, is higher, then the speed of light in it will decrease, will be less. So optical density, if the medium is optically denser, then the speed of light in it will be less. And as you can see here, if the speed of light in the given medium is less, then the refractive index of that medium will be greater, because it is inversely proportional to it. So you can see here that if the medium is optically denser, then the speed of light in the medium will decrease, and if the speed decreases, it means that the refractive index of the medium is greater. So what can we conclude here? Denser is the medium, greater will be the refractive index. So the refractive index of a medium, it is directly proportional to the optical density, because if the density is greater, if the optical density is greater, then the speed in the medium will be less, and if the speed is less, then the refractive index of the medium is greater. Now we move to the next factor, that is about temperature. Now, if we increase the temperature of the medium through which light is traveling, through which light is passing, suppose that we have glass, and we raise the temperature of glass, that is the medium, the temperature of the medium, then if the temperature is increased, the speed of light in the medium increases. Now, through this relation, what do we conclude? If the temperature of any medium, glass, water, diamond, anything, any medium, if the temperature of any medium is increased, the speed of light in that medium, in that given medium also increases. And if the speed increases, then the refractive index of the medium decreases because it is inversely proportional to the speed. So what do we conclude? If the temperature is increased, the speed of medium increases, the speed of light in the medium increases, and so thus the refractive index of medium decreases. All these factors, they are very much simple. You need not to memorize any of these parts because you have this relation, and you can compare it if the temperature is increased or if the optical density of the medium is greater, then you can relate the refractive index of the medium with the speed of the light in that medium, in that particular medium. Now we move to the next factor, that is about color or wavelength of light. Now let me tell you that you must have seen the rainbow. The rainbow, it has 7 components, 7 colors of light. Basically the white light, obviously we cannot see light, but we generally we call that the light is the white light, the sunlight or the light that we are obtaining from these sources such as the bulb, the tube light, from any sources. These lights are are known as the white light. But the components of light, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, all of these colors of light, they are the component of white light. We'll be talking about it in the next part, in the next chapter, that is about the spectrum of light. But here we'll just have an idea of it. If the colors of light, all the colors of light, they are traveling through air or they are traveling through vacuum, then the wavelength of each color of light, either it might be violet or red or green, anything, their wavelength is the same. But as soon as these colors of light, they enter in any transparent medium, in glass or in water, then all the colors of light have different wavelength, such as violet or red. We take example of 2 colors of light such as violet and red. Red will have the maximum wavelength and violet will have the minimum wavelength. Now we move to the next factor, that is about the color or wavelength of light. The third factor, color or wavelength of light. Now as I told you, as long as the colors of light, they are traveling through air or through vacuum, then there will be no difference in their wavelength. But as soon as the colors of light, they enter in glass or in water, in any transparent medium, then each of the colors of light will have different wavelength. I'll mention it here. When the colors of light are traveling through air or through vacuum, they have same wavelength. But as soon as they enter any transparent medium, they have different wavelengths. So it's very simple. For violet color of light, the wavelength is minimum, and for the red color of light, the wavelength is maximum. As I told you that if the frequency, until we change the source of light from where the light we are obtaining the light, the frequency is not changed. And if we change the source of light from where we are obtaining it, then the frequency will also change. So the frequency here is constant, then we have a direct relation between speed of light and wavelength of light. So if the wavelength of violet color of light is minimum, so the speed of light, violet color of light in any transparent medium will be minimum. And the wavelength of red color of light in any transparent medium such as in glass or in water, it will be maximum. Suppose that we have a glass medium, we have a glass, and the two lights, the violet or the red light, both of them, they are entering the glass medium. Then what will be our conclusion here? The wavelength for violet color of light is minimum. So if the speed of violet color of light is minimum in the medium, in glass, then the refractive index of this medium of glass, it will be maximum for violet color of light. And if we are talking about red color of light, as we can see, the speed of light or the wavelength of red color of light is maximum in this medium, in glass. So the refractive index of the same medium of glass will be more, it will be less for this color of light, that is the red color of light. So what do we conclude here? The refractive index of this medium of glass or water, any medium, is maximum for violet color of light, and the refractive index of the same medium, here we have taken the example of a glass, this is the medium over here, so the refractive index of the same medium is minimum for which color of light? For red color of light. It's very simple. You should have the idea of this relation only. If you have the idea of this relation, then you can state all the factors affecting the refractive index of any medium. Such as we can see here that if the wavelength of violet color of light is minimum, so the speed of violet color of light is minimum in this given medium, and so the refractive index of this medium of glass for violet color of light is maximum. And for the red color of light, the wavelength or the speed of red color of light is maximum here in this medium, in glass. So the refractive index of the same medium of glass will be minimum for violet color, for red color of light. I think it must be very clear to you. Now in the next part we'll be talking about principle of reversibility. As the term sounds, reversibility, firstly I'll state the theoretical part. According to principle of reversibility, the path of a light ray is reversible. Reversible means, I'll mention it here, it retraces its path. Retraces means the path from which the light ray was traveling from the first medium to the second. Suppose we'll understand it with a schematic diagram. Suppose this is any medium, this is the first medium, and this is the second medium. The light ray, it travels from first medium to the second. Depending upon the optical density, the refracted ray, it might bend away from the normal or bend towards the normal. Suppose the second medium, it is the denser one, and the first medium was the rarer one. So obviously the refracted ray, it will bend towards the normal. So this is our angle of incidence and this is our angle of refraction. This is our angle of refraction. So the path of the light ray, it is reversible. Suppose that we place a plane mirror. It might be possible that you are asked to draw it in your exam. So if we place a plane mirror, and keep it in mind whenever we are talking about a mirror, a plane mirror or a spherical mirror, then the other side of the glass of the mirror, it is showed by these structures, that is, it is being silver polished. The back side of the mirror is silver polished. So if we place a plane mirror perpendicular to the refracted ray, then this refracted ray, it will retrace its path. Retrace means it will follow the path from which it will retrace means it will follow the same path and it will move from this medium, from the denser medium to the rarer medium. So you must mark the arrow here so that the path that is retraced by this light, it is clear. So firstly, the light ray, it was coming from the rarer medium and it entered in the denser medium. But when you place a plane mirror perpendicular to this refracted ray, firstly let's understand about this part. The refracted ray, it is coming here in this direction and we placed a plane mirror perpendicular to this refracted ray. Then this refracted ray, it will return back, it will retrace its path, and after retracing its path it will move from this denser medium again to the rarer medium. So this light ray, it retraces its path. This is our principle of reversibility, but this is the theoretical part only. But along with it, you must mention the mathematical expression for it. I'll do the derivation for you. Suppose initially the light ray, it travels from rarer to denser medium. Then according to the refraction, the laws of refraction of light, what can we write over here? Sin I by sin R, it is equals to mu to 1. You know about this part. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first. And this medium, it was second medium when the light ray was entering from this medium rarer to the denser medium. So this was the second one. Now mu to 1, refractive index of the denser medium of the second medium with respect to first, it is sin I by sin R. Now we are talking about the condition when the light ray retraces its path. Now it must be very clear to you. Then when the light ray retraces its path, then it is moving from this, the denser medium to the rarer medium. It means that when the light ray retraces its path, then this medium, this denser medium is the first one, and it enters in the rarer medium. So this medium, it becomes the second medium. So what can we write over here? Now the light ray, it travels from denser to the rarer medium. It should be very clear to you that in the second case, this medium, it becomes the first medium and this becomes the second medium. It means the denser medium becomes the first medium because the light ray is moving from this medium and it enters in this medium, in the rarer one. So this time mu 1 2, that is, now we are finding the refractive index of the rarer medium with respect to which medium? With respect to the denser one. What can we write over here? And as I told you that the path of the light ray, it is retraceable. It will retrace its path. So this time when it retraces its path, this angle R, it becomes the angle of incidence for this condition only. Then what can we write? This time the angle R, it becomes the angle of incidence. Don't be confused. I'll mention over here. This time this was the angle of incidence. In the first case, when the light ray was traveling from rarer to denser, and this was obviously angle of refraction. But when we talk about the second case, that when the light ray retraces its path, it moves from denser to the rarer medium, then in this case, this angle R, it represents the angle of incidence, and this angle I, it represents the angle of refraction, because this time the rarer medium is the second one and the denser medium, it is the first medium. So sin I, here I will mention angle of incidence. In the case of retracing its path, this angle R becomes the angle of incidence and it becomes the angle of refraction. Don't be confused with the variables name, that is I and R. I have mentioned it here that R is the angle of incidence and I is the angle of refraction. Now suppose this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. We multiply both the equations. Then what will we conclude? Sin I by sin R. it will be multiplied by sine r by sine I. We are multiplying both the parts. That is mu to 1. It is multiplied by mu 1 2 here. So this part, it will be cancelled. Sin I, sin I, sin r, sin r. What do we conclude here? 1 equals to mu 2 1 multiplied by mu 1 2. So mu 2 1, it will be equals to, it will come on this side and it can be written as mu 1 2. So this is our mathematical expression for the principle of reversibility. I think it must be very clear to you, and there is no need you to derive this expression until you are asked to derive it. If you are asked to state the principle of reversibility, you just give this part, state this part, the theoretical part, that the path of a light ray is reversible. Reversible means it retraces its path. Now, and after this part, you must conclude the mathematical expression. You must write the mathematical expression. That is mu 2 1, it is the reciprocal of mu 1 2. We'll use it in our numerical part. If you are, suppose you are given the refractive index of glass with respect to air, or it can be given to you that the absolute refractive index of glass is 1.5, and you have to find the refractive index of air with respect to glass. You know what we have to do. The refractive index of air with respect to glass, it will be the reciprocal of refractive index of glass with respect to air. So it's very simple. You know the refractive index of glass with respect to air, that is given to you. So you can find the refractive index of air with respect to glass. It is the reciprocal of it. I think it must be very, very clear to you.